got one right there. I was just about to say, and then I saw him. That is really promising. Oh, it looks like I'm getting waked on. So, oh, there he is. Oh, he's running fast. They are fighting so good compared to when I was catching them in December. All right, so today we are not in the kayak. We are actually gonna bank fish with like 30 minutes until it gets dark. And, oh, something moving right here. That could be anything. But I was actually working on my kayak trailer and decided, you know what, I need to test out this rod and see if I can in fact fish swim baits on it like I'm hoping. So if you look, pretty sure this is a ZMan, what they call it, Texas eye. It's pretty thick hook and it's skin hooked and it's 10-pound line. And this is a 7.3 medium heavy fast, but you can see it has a good amount of bend. It's not really like a medium heavy fast. So I'm just curious. Ooh, got one. No, I don't. Dude, I seen a swirl and then I got stuck. Ooh, someone's getting in an accident. So maybe I scared a fish away. Getting stuck on this concrete right here. Yeah, I'm right on the inside of that concrete. There it goes. You can kind of see it now. There's a tunnel right there. So, to be honest, I don't think that this is going to do a good job. I think it's just, might be just a little bit too much bend, but I could be wrong. I usually fish spinner baits on this rod, but I don't really fish spinner baits a whole lot. And I broke like 5 rods, I guess you could say, last year. And I need to figure out the best way to use the rods that I have left. And I'm thinking about maybe even start building my own rods, because if I'm going to keep losing rods, I might as well save a few bucks and just start making my own. Either that, or because I'm making my own, I can make really high quality rods at the price of, you know, a little bit cheaper of a rod, and maybe those higher quality ones won't break on me. You know, it is Florida. You're going to break some rods once in a while. I understand that, but like I said, I broke 5. I broke 3 the last time like I went fishing, like last year. It was a while ago now, but and not too long before that I had broke one, and right before that I had broke another. So it's like last 4 times I went fishing, sometime last year, I had broke 5 rods. So I have less rods, and I just thought, you know what? If I could make this my swim bait rod, I'd be in business. To be honest, I probably should get a new chatterbait rod, because I've been using my deep cranking rod. It's like a 7.6, and it's got a good amount of bend to it, and it works really well for the chatterbait. I haven't lost any fish on it, so I mean, it does work. But there's little things. I get pretty fancy with my retrieves and how I work a chatterbait. Like this, I just steady roll, nice and slow, nothing fancy. Maybe pause it once in a while, pop it. I could jig this, but I just want to get a bite and see if we stick the fish. And I want to cover some water. We got 30 minutes before the sun goes down. So I'm looking for that bass that's willing to bite. So I'm just moving this quickly. But there's fancier techniques. And I brought a second rod because this rod, it's a 7-foot medium heavy fast. But it's kind of like this one, where it has a little bit more bend than that, you know? And I don't really have a place for it, because if I Texas rig with that, Originally I thought, oh, I'll just use that rod as an extra Texas rig rod, and it doesn't really drive the hook home, even with like little, ooh, just got bumped, or I bumped a stick or something, probably a stick. It just doesn't drive the hook home on the 3/0, even the thin wire Gamakatsus, which are pretty easy to drive the hook home. It's just a little bit too bendy. So both of these are a little bit too bendy for most stuff, but I'm hoping that these swim bait hooks, they kind of just set the hook on themselves. I might have to do a sweep hook set, and if that doesn't work, if we're losing fish, I don't even know if we'll catch any fish, to be honest, because it's finally warmed up here in Florida, and they're chasing. They're not chasing really anymore. They're going up to bed and stuff. So this is really like the time to, pitch in a crawdad is what I like to do around this time. But there should be a couple fish that are willing to chase something, especially with the sun going down right now. Not the best color bait for this water and the sun being dark though. Oh, I got like dirt on my arms and stuff. Like I said, I was messing with this trailer. I'm trying to make my kayak trailer have rod storage and everything. It's going to be pretty cool when it's all done. And I was messing with that today. So you can see I'm just casting this super shallow, thinking the beds are not too far off the bank and that a bass will come up and get this. If I see a bed, I mean, it'll be real simple to see how well this works. So I'll just cast over it. Right, ooh, bump something in the water. Right now I don't see any beds, so there's some bubbles right here, so I'll toss it down. A little bit further ahead, there's another one of those tunnels that comes out into the water. So we might be in business around that. Or back in the corner, if they're bedding all back in the corner, which is definitely possible. Could definitely catch them there. So right now it's not skin hooked, so that's fine. I'll just keep it like that. So ideally, I'd probably like to throw this on a little thicker line just because it's Florida and all. What the heck is that stuff in the water? What the heck is that? I don't even want to touch it. Like, I kind of want to because I want to know what the heck it is, but I also don't. Looks disgusting. Okay, I just realized we're right in front of that. So the bait just pulled off that concrete. I was hoping there'd be something just waiting for it. And if you're curious, I got a Keitech 4-inch easy shiner on here. Just one of those baits that just absolutely, gets fish bites. So I actually think with this ZMan, it's got that little keeper underneath the eye, that Texas eye, that I actually think the ZMan baits are probably better for this particular, because this is going to tear up these Keitechs really easily. But those ZMan Elastech technology baits will really stay on there good. So, but right now I just want to know if, and I have some, but they're buried either in my trunk or they're buried somewhere at the house. I know I have a pack of those. What are the ZMan minnows or whatever the heck they're called. I've only really used them once, and they work. So I'll probably use those more with this particular But we have a bunch of our little, oh, just got bumped, or I bumped something. That was weird. And nipping at the tail. Might be, yeah, you can catch anything on these little Keitechs. That could have been a bait fish messing with it. Or because the hook's out, maybe the hook's hit something. So yeah, I just came out here for the last 30 minutes of sunlight just to see if we can find out if this rod is any good for fishing little swim baits. And I have some different jig heads with me, but I do like this one. I do like having mine without the hook exposed, even though most of the jig heads and hooks I have are with the hook exposed. It's just in Florida, there's so much vegetation, you can't really get around it. You gotta kind of Texas rig stuff, and so I'm starting with this one because I want to get good with this one. And this is the sort of bait that you can catch them all year round. You can catch them good on this. I'm honestly surprised we're not getting bit already, because I've done pretty well at this pond. But you know, if they're all up on beds or they're spawning in the back, because this place gets fished actually pretty often, but back around the corner, it's like it goes back into the neighborhood, and I think that might be a spawning area back in there, and it's the sort of area that people don't really fish, so I'm sure there's some. The water levels are actually high up here right now, because that usually is above water. Oh man, I can feel stuff underneath the water. There's, felt it again. I'm seeing bubbles in front of me. I've seen some pretty big gators. I keep bumping into stuff. There's roots down here though. There's a bunch of roots, cypress tree roots. You can kind of see them up against the bank right there. So that's probably what I'm bumping into. But you know, they could be spawning. It's not even a pond. This is a small lake, and they could be spawning on the complete other side. But in my experience, especially like this, where the ground is pretty hard and there's not a lot of vegetation really like anywhere, when it's like that, they'll kind of spawn everywhere. But I do think maybe there might be more spawning back in the other corner, just because it's like no pressure. You know, the fish over here have been caught a gazillion times. They kind of learn just to not come over here as much, because I know every time I've come over here, I've caught them. But the bait comes over here, they don't have a choice, and so that's what ends up happening, in my opinion. So we'll definitely walk around the bank and fish over there, and right up there, I think that's a good spot. But you can see we can cast this really far and really accurately, even on a bait caster. A lot of people throw these on spinning situations, combos. I don't know why I said situations. I'm just anxious to catch one. You know, I know we got limited time here. It'd be nice to get on one or two in 30 minutes. We've already been filming for 14 minutes. It'd be nice to get on them. I'll just go a little bit slower. Been looking for that reaction bite, but we should have came across one by now, so I might just be going a little bit too fast. Actually, it kind of looks like something went out to where I cast it at. So Man, these Keitechs do look good in the water, though. I really hope this rod works well with this, because if it does, that's really going to be good. I can just have this on at all times on the kayak. So this time I'm letting it sit, because I feel like stuff might be coming from the bank towards it. And by the time they get there, I'm long gone. And I only think that because of these slight ripples I'm seeing in the water. So I'm not just randomly thinking that, just so you guys know. Got one right there. I was just about to say, and then I saw him, because there's some limbs right here. So he got stuck really easily. That is really promising. He's digging on me too. That is really promising. Oh, now he's caught up around something. You got to be kidding me. There we go. Got him off of it. Ooh, I don't want to break the rod. All right. Let's get him away from the bank, because there are gators in here. That is a decent sized bass right there. Nice. Solid bass. That is exactly what I wanted to find out. Like, we just did a sweep hook set. I might have did it a little hard, but you can, I don't know if y'all can see it. I got polarizing glasses on, but there's branches right in here. And I'm thinking, man, I can't believe when we go past here, we're not getting smoked. And I'm literally, the words are about to come out, and I just see that sucker come and get it. So that was textbook right there. Now this is 10-pound floor. Oh, not even a single tiny little bump, even though I got caught on that branch. That seems kind of crazy. With 10-pound, I usually like to retie every time. But that's crazy. Caught him right where we thought he should be. You know, these cypress roots, this spot right here is usually a pretty good spot for that reason. And then you have a lay down in there, and it becomes even a better spot. Oh, stuff's getting chased down here in the corner. So I'm not sure exactly what my retrieve was. I think I was just kind of steady retrieving it. I might have paused it a little bit, and just to get it to fall down in the water column a little bit. But for the most part, I don't think I was doing a whole lot. I think it was just in the right spot at the right time, you know. And it got smoked. It got smoked. Man, it looks so good in the water. But this corner actually looks good. I saw something getting chased down here in the corner. That last cast didn't quite reach, but I didn't want to walk up this coast and then scare away fish. So I wanted to cast there and then come up. So because we're in this corner, I'm going to do like fan casting, where I just ooh, it looks like I'm getting waked on. Should have caught it though if he was waking. Ain't going that fast. So, oh, there he is. It's a 6-4 gear ratio. We were getting waked on. Oh, he's running fast. Man, they are fighting so good compared to when I was catching them in December. I'm actually going to let out a little bit of line so I can pick them up by the line and not mess the rod up. That one's a little bit bigger. Oh man, he got hooked good. Ugh. Yeah, that one's good. Says we've been filming for 20 minutes, and it looks like we got it more than 10 minutes of sunlight left, so I might have been wrong about 30 minutes to fish, which is really good. But you know what I find? Hey, still, man, this 10 pounds holding up pretty good. This Keitech looks like it's about time to change it, but I think we get one more fish out of it. Yeah, man, I was definitely getting waked on. I just surprised he wasn't catching it yet. I think he's just debating whether he wanted it. Might have been a little high in the water column, didn't want to come up that much, or it was going just a little fast. So I paused it a couple times, but I didn't want to dead stick it. So I felt like if it's waking on it, he wants to chase it. So I paused it a couple times on that retrieve, but still kept it moving, and it worked out. I think that bass was right up on the bank though, because it looked like I hit right at the edge of the bank, and it looked like the wake came from the edge of the bank. So I probably cast it right next to that sucker, and it just couldn't help it. Had to chase it down and follow it. Kind of thought I saw something move right there. Just a little tiny little movement on the water. Actually, I think it might have been a little bit more to the right. I saw it in the corner of my eye when I was casting over there. Didn't get a great look at it, but I think it was right about right there, or in between the two casts. I don't know now. Now I'm doubting where the heck I saw that. Maybe we should just go over there and cast down the bank that way. That'd probably be a little smarter. Cast parallel to the bank and stay in the strike zone. But this is very good. This is exactly what I wanted to find out, that this rod handles those really well. I sweeped. I didn't want to have to jam the hook home and set the hook really hard. That's just really not how you fish these swim jigs. And well, yeah, so this is perfect. Let me know if y'all want to see more pond videos. I don't think we'll do too many of them, but there are quite a few rods that I need to probably figure out what can go with them. So maybe videos like that. All right, let me know. We're out. Peace.